Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. My name is Joseph. Today we're doing another Love Bites reaction. I did take a little bit of a break to react to some other bands on this channel. Now we're back to it. Now, as anybody who's been on this channel before, and if you're new, so you know, I've been up and down with the Love Bites. Some songs I like, some songs I don't like. I've mentioned that I wasn't the biggest fan of her singing, despite that she is a really good singer. I've reviewed the Electric Pentagram album, which you can see in one of my links here, and I've enjoyed the album. I really liked it, but the one consistent thing is I enjoyed the music. The singing was not 100% up to what I enjoy personally, but overall the music is something interesting and very old school and reminiscent of the 70s and 80s era of heavy metal. So that's why I keep reacting to it, because I enjoy the music and I enjoy what they're doing, and I want to support them in the way that I can. So let's get right away into this reaction. If you're new to this channel, just be aware that I'm 100% honest. I might like it, I might dislike it. Just do me the favor, if you're going to criticize me or say something, at the very least, watch the whole video and see what I'm going to say throughout. And understand it's just my point of view, and I'm never going to shit on a band or say something is horrible. I am always going to support my feelings in the best way that I can, in a articulate manner as much as I can. Let's get into the reaction. They came in fucking strong, okay? They came in strong. I like it. I really like it. Let's do this. Super old school, amazing. I am right on board with the music here. 200% on board with the music. It's very thrashy, it's very fast, it's very in your face. It got some fucking just like energy to it that I like. I mentioned this on the Electric Pentagram review when I was talking about the album, that I said her voice is one of those voices that sounds really good. Like when she sings, if you put her in a different environment, she sounds really good. And I mentioned that for me personally, it just doesn't jive with how heavy the music is, especially in this song. Personally, just again, personally, it's the music is so heavy and so fast, and then there's like this kind of a more gentle voice that's going on in the background, and that becomes. I understand also that is the reason a lot of you guys actually like them, is because there's this really great contrast in her voice versus the music and the ability of her singing ability. I understand that that's the reason you like it, but also understand that's the very reason I don't like her voice. Is that because it's so jarring? I would have liked to hear her do perhaps maybe like a deeper voice, or a lower what do you call it, like a lower decibel, just to match this rhythm of the song here. This happened actually a lot with me. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard Sacred Steel. Sacred Steel, his voice is just so weird. It is so weird, but the music is so good. And I'm usually one of those people that I listen to music first, vocals second. That's just me. And unless it's like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, where the vocals are basically an instrument, or at the very least on that level, like where it's like I can't do without it. And other bands, and most bands, I listen to music first, and then I see how I feel about the vocals. I do like her voice, if I have to be honest. I do like her voice more here, but to me it's still a little bit jarring. But again, just again, don't take it to heart. My personal opinion. Let's get back into it. That, like that, I like that. I also mentioned this before, and I know people lost their minds when I said it, that they're pretty stationary when they perform. And people tell me, oh no, they get more, no, they move more throughout the concert, and they move around, or they got high heels. Some people don't like them, the moving around. They like the more stoic approach, like, oh, I just want to see a good performance. I don't need them jumping around like they're in gymnastics. People get very defensive about this band, I've noticed. I'm gonna say a couple of things that are gonna be, I know it's gonna trigger a lot of people. But again, I want you to come to this channel knowing that I'm gonna tell you how I feel exactly. If you don't like it, we can have a conversation about it. There's no need to attack me. Understand it's just my opinion. Understand that I like this band. I like what I hear. I'm not disliking it, so don't go automatically saying, oh, you don't like this band, maybe you should stop reacting to it. Like, I really don't want to hear any of that again. Me personally, I think they're a little bit stationary. Obviously, their clothes is one of the reasons they're not moving around. They're wearing high heels. It's a double thing. I like that they're feminine, and they're displaying their femininity in their music. I think that's an awesome element to it. But then listen to this very fast-paced, crazy music and them standing in one place, to me, is a little bit kind of weird. And their clothing, it's very Japanese, actually, to have an all-female led band that's dressing very, very feminine, but playing very hard music. That's super Japanese. And what I believe is people from Japan like that kind of stuff. They enjoy that. For me personally, I would love to see these girls dress in more plain clothing. They don't have to dress like tomboyish or something like that. No, not necessarily. But just like more plain clothing, so that they can move around a little bit, interact with the crowd a little bit more. Because right now, everything kind of lays on the vocalists to interact with the whole crowd, whereas they just kind of play their instruments. And that's just my preference. I know a lot of people are going to get upset at that. But I'm just, again, that's how I feel. That's a very nice switch to the song, to give it some variety. That's a beautiful solo. this part is giving me goosebumps. That they're playing that riff of like we're going back in, or is literally giving me goosebumps. It's I might like it more than all of Electric Pentagram. This particular song, really fucking good, really really good. I did not, honestly speaking, I did not expect to like this much. Yeah, this was awesome. I really liked it. I think it was a really good fucking track. I'll say another thing because I'm going like there's a different emotions going on. With this band, I've heard a lot of comments saying that this is the best band they've heard, or this is the most unique band they've heard. And for me personally, I can't say it's the most unique band I've heard. I can't even call it the best band I've heard, right? But what I mean by that is, for me, this is an example of a heavy metal group that it might not break the norm of what a power thrash metal band can sound like. They might not reinvent the genre completely and introduce elements that nobody has ever heard before or something of the sort, but it is a perfect example of extremely talented musicians that come together, write some tight fucking songs that are really memorable, and put them above many other bands. Would I put them at the top of my list as number one? Me personally, no. I know, like, I understand if you do. I personally wouldn't. Would I recommend this to other people who are looking for a good power thrash? Fuck yeah, I would recommend them. Especially this song. This is my favorite song I've heard from LOVEBITES up to this point. I think is their best song that I've heard so far. My biggest problem with this band is what I've mentioned many times. I don't mean to do it to sound mean or something like that. It's just, for me, the vocals are not doing it for me. I like the music. I can get over the vocals. I really like the music and I want to listen to it. And you don't come across a lot of power metal bands that can play, like they play technically well. I can find you a lot of power metal bands that can play on the same technical level. I can't find you as many power metal bands that can play on that technical level but still have a very powerful sound to them, and as tight of a songwriting as they do. They have very tight songwriting and nice breaks for you to go through, and it's catchy and it's easy to get into. It's accessible. I absolutely understand why people like this band, and I've grown to love it and actually become a fan myself. Is just, as a fan, I've always been cautious of just being up to like praising. I don't just praise somebody. I'll tell you what I feel about the negatives and positives. And I thought I did a pretty good job in this particular reaction of explaining the elements that I thought were extremely worked for me well, elements that didn't work for me well, and being respectful and sensitive to this band. Because look, I understand what a band has to go through to produce one album and release it. It takes so much effort, fighting through so much competition. I understand that. That's why I would never shit on a band, ever. And I am glad that I didn't listen to the haters in my comment section telling me to stop reacting to this band, because the more I've listened to them, the more I've liked them. That's where I'm going to leave it, guys. That's where I'm going to end this reaction. What I would like to hear is from the fans, despite my criticisms. What do you thought on some of the things that I was talking about? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like this very interesting tone in how they dress and how she sings versus how hard their music is? I have a sense that a lot of people actually enjoy that. Let me know down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this reaction, make sure to subscribe down for more on this channel, and make sure to keep it metal out there. Enjoy the rest of your day, and if they ever come around to New York City, I'm definitely going to come out and support them. You guys have a good one. Take care.